So,
Well, I guess I don't have a choice, do I?
Saturday morning, afternoon.
I'm good to go.
Right on.
Please introduce yourself, man.
Oh, yes. Hi. I'm Esa from a Finnish band called Bloody Hell. I actually do play the guitar in the band. Not only suppose. And, well, that's about it, I guess.
Right on. How'd you guys get together?
Well, that's a long story. It's like the band is about 20 years old. I've been in the band for about 7 years, I think. It originally actually started like this, that the band came to record into my studio. And they made this like an EP there. And then it kind of like dissolved the band. It was not that active for many years. Then in 2014 or something, we kind of feel like I joined another band with the same guys, and then they decided that maybe we should also like revive Bloody Hell back to life. And we did that. We recorded an album back then, and then it took us 6 years to make another album, which is by our standards normal time. Okay, we tried to do the third album a bit faster than the second one, but we are a bit like this, that well, everybody has their things to do, so Bloody Hell is a thing that we like. It's like fun for us. We do it for fun. It's not like, well, you can obviously hear from the music, it's not aimed for this like success and like, okay, we're gonna do this like metal that will sell millions. No, we just do the kind of music what we like to do.
No, it really comes off in the new album, even on like all the 12 tracks that you guys have down on there. It was a nice change. Like I said, we were talking before about everything you hear from over you guys is death and dark metal and that. And then when I heard your music, I was like, no, man, this is like old school, awesome heavy metal. Like I was excited. So to do the album, like you said, you guys just do it out of your passion and that. Like, you guys are planning a third album then, or?
Yes, definitely. We're already writing the new songs. Of course, because of the lockdowns and everything here, it's been a bit slow process, but it's not going to be as slow as the previous one.
Yeah.
We were talking that next week we start rehearsing the new material, and since we have basically like full recording set up in our rehearsal place, so we can start recording pretty easily and quickly. So hopefully we'll have something next year.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So you're a sound engineer and studio just by trade then. That's how you met these guys then, eh? Like, how many other bands do you work with then through the studio? Like, are you like jam packed at the moment? Or?
Well, it's like I don't know, but if you count the gigs that I've mixed, it's about as a front of house engineer about 2,000, as a monitor engineer about 1,000, and on top of that, I think I recorded and produced. I have no idea. 30, 40 albums or something like that.
Oh wow. That's
I'm
impressive.
really bad at like marketing myself and counting these things and like putting it somewhere. Like, okay, just check Discogs or whatever and check my name there. But at the moment I'm actually like working with Ensiferum as you like their usually guitar tech, but sometimes front of house engineer or this like monitor engineer. It depends, because basically all the technical crew has the capability to do anything. So we switch a little bit who can go where and who can do what and who's available and those kind of things. We have there's 5 people who switch around sometimes, depending a little who is needed. And then I work in a couple of venues as a house sound engineer. But during certain things over the last year, I think one of them, stopped working completely because of other reasons. The other one went out of business because of Corona, and the third one where I work has been now shut for I think 14 or 15 months already. So
on the ball.
it's a bit like a, how to put it. It's been a rough year for a sound engineer that works live shows. Okay, studio work has been luckily helping a little bit. There is a lot of bands are actually recording material now, and it's like this that I'm often doing this, that bands record themselves and I mix it because, well, that's the most cost-effective way for the bands to do it. So I'm now actually mixing an album from Kevin Ridley, the singer of Skyclad. Where we've done already like 3 or 4 songs. Hopefully next week, a lot of the songs will be finished in the mixing, and hopefully the album will be out soon.
We'll have to keep in touch on that for sure, man. That'll be interesting to hear.
Definitely. I had seen on your Facebook page you guys were working on a video shoot. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, the thing was with the video shoot, the video was supposed to be ready on the time when the album was released, but I had some health issues this year. I needed to go to a surgery and this kind of things. I'm fine. Everything is okay. Surgery went better than expected. But it postponed everything for 2 months. So and then of course, we had the video shooting day booked, and then I was sick on that day. I got a fever, so we had to postpone it even another 2 weeks. So finally, this week, it was Tuesday when we were shooting the video. We went to a local venue. And there's the owner is just like a biker dude. He's a really cool guy, and he has a kind of nice venue. He renovated everything, got it ready, and then Corona came and took all the business from him. So we asked him, can we come there to shoot the video? At least he can get you something. We pay a little bit rent for it, and you buy a little bit beer for him, for instance, during the video shoot and this kind of things. And then we did the video, and the video was interesting. We were really trying to think about this. That if you do too much of a story for a band like us, it doesn't make much sense. That's because we are, how to say it, we are this old school heavy metal band. Our videos should be a certain type. It should look like a low budget video done with a high budget. Or the other way around. But anyway, we had some ideas for it. There's not going to be a story, but there is some nice little gimmicks that we did with the camera stuff and this kind of things that we managed to do. And of course, it shows hopefully a little bit how we are live also, because we are very much a live band. We love playing live, and it has been really weird that we haven't played live for what now, 15 months already, I think.
Oh.
I can imagine what it's going to be like when you guys do get back on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to be very drunk and
I love how honest you are.
Yeah. I'll be flying on over.
Yeah. I'll stay here to put the show together.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't travel yet, so.
No, that's true, right?
Yes. But there was where was it? I can't remember. Some venue where we came and we bring our full stacks and everything there and do double kick drums and the whole enchilada, and they are oh, it's good to see a band that doesn't have these Kempers and you're modeling amps, and you have real amps and everything is hooked on, and everything is fucking loud.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's the way it should
I
be.
know as a sound engineer myself, it's challenging to mix bands like that. But then again, when we're doing it this way because we are like a bit like this old school metal thing that feel like no apologies, like we play loud, we do our thing, and we are definitely drunk when we play.
I tried the jam the other night live, but I was a little too drunk.
You did really well, TJ.
Did I?
I was there for a bit. I was trying to get ready for the next show.
Yeah, we were in between shows. I was already sitting right here with all my shit. I was like, yeah.
I had no control over it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. TJ, I think you're up next, dude.
Oh yeah, you guys are well known for your festivals and your concerts over there and stuff. Like, what is the one big festival you guys strive for and go to every year that you can, anyways? So many, I know, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I do like personally. I like Tuska a lot. It's a good festival. I work there usually when it's on. I'm on one of the stages. You're like doing the microphones for the bands. I set up the mics for the bands there.
Yeah.
And it's like the atmosphere is great there. It's like really good festival. Of course, there's a lot of them. You're like, it's difficult to say which one. But you like, of course, I live in Helsinki, so have to support my hometown festival. So
yes, of course, local's very important, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of leads me into my next question. Some of your local bands that like people should know about stuff, man. Like, who's some of your up and comers coming your way?
Sorry.
Who are some of the up and coming bands that we should be watching out from your area? Some of your locals.
Locals, I think there's one band that I should mention actually because they a mutual friend kind of recommended me to mix their album, and they sent the tracks to me because I was checking. I was very busy at that point, and you're like asking that, okay, what kind of music you have? They sent me the songs. And I was really blown away by this band that, okay, this is really good. And it's called Erama, the band. It's like Erama. I can write it somewhere.
I will practice that.
That makes two of us.
Yeah.
Let's see. Send us a message. I'm trying to do something. Nah, too difficult.
I say I can't roll my tongue like that. I have a piercing, so I can't do it. I've tried. I sound ridiculous pronouncing things like that.
Wait, I'll just write it here. Maybe here.
There we go.
Do you see anything?
Oh, Arama, I guess. Okay, without the tongue roll.
Yeah. But it's like a combination of thrash metal with folk metal. They have 3 female singers in it, and it's something you like. It's like there's this like the Finnish national epic Kalevala. There's a certain way that they do songs for this, and they have the same feeling in it. But then there is like Anthrax was playing behind them. So it's a bit like weird and really cool. I think they just got signed because I recommended them for one label, and the label immediately responded that they are very interested in them.
Awesome.
So probably you'll be hearing about them, hopefully.
Nice. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that.
Yes, definitely. Right. Definitely. Thrash metal's my favorite. Which leads me into which leads me into my next question. What's your favorite non-metal band? I got outed for being a Cher fan by TJ the other night, so I figured I would just ask this question to one of our guests.
That's actually a very tough question because there's
I know.
good non-metal bands. So like, Well, actually, that's quite simple. It's the Ramones because it's not metal.
Wicked.
Yeah. But of course, I could say some pop bands and this. I love some 80s, like this pop stuff. I listen to it a lot of time because there is like really good production, really good melodies and stuff there. Of course, there's really bad also in that era, but it's but the Ramones it's always been my favorite. So I think I heard them first time when I was like 11 or 12, and since then I love them. Like I really like the Ramones.
Oh, yeah, actually, we did an air band of the Ramones, Want to Be Sedated in high school.
Really?
As part of our music project, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the Ramones are pretty big in our house. Definitely. Yeah, like my 10-year-old has a pair of Ramones Converse running shoes, so we can identify with the Ramones. Yeah. So, right on. Awesome. So, what venues do you guys still have kicking around that you enjoy playing at, or that you recommend bands play at?
Oh, yeah, it depends a little bit on the level of the band, but for instance, in Helsinki, I would say Tavasti and Semifinal are like legendary venues there. They've been there forever, basically. They have very good systems, very good technicians. Everything is perfect there. On the Rocks in Helsinki is a good venue. And then, well, we lost like 3 big venues last year. Actually, 4 big venues last year in Helsinki. So now there is a little bit like a weird moment that people are waiting what is going to be there instead of those. And there is one place opened already, but of course it's so big that because of Corona and restrictions, they cannot really do anything. So it's sucks a bit for them. It's tough situation.
Yeah. It's delayed. It's difficult to have larger venues be open. I know some of the larger venues around here tried to be open too, but they were only allowed a certain amount of people in versus dumbing down their capacity numbers. You know what I mean? So instead of like if their capacity was 2,000 and they brought their capacity down to 500, they couldn't do that. They actually were only allowed like 25 people or 50 people or whatever our our stipulations were at the time. So I've noticed that about larger venues around here too. When we are open for 5 minutes, that's the way it is too. It's very difficult to fill the large and the smaller venues because they're only allowed 2 or 3 people in there at a time. 10 people at a time. So where do you make your money? It costs more to open than it does to have people in there.
Yeah, that's the reason why the festivals are also, many of them are cancelled, because it costs money to start the production of the festival.
That's right.
Then, if they start it, then the money goes for nothing if it happens like this, that the festival is cancelled. So that's why they are cancelling. And it's also this, that at the moment, for instance, many festivals in Finland, they have headliners from US, they have headliners from Europe, whatever. And they're not sure that will they be allowed to come to Finland, for instance, at that point. So they cancelled those because, well, what can they do? Because nobody knows what's going to happen.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really weird time for an industry that was already thriving but having an issue at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we have an industry that's very well and alive, but on the same token, we were struggling in the industry before we just stopped right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes through and who doesn't. How has all of this helped you guys as a band and you as an engineer and things that you do, as opposed to the negative?
I think it helped with the time actually a lot, because I can't remember when I've had this much time. For instance, last summer, I had a summer vacation. I've never known what is a summer vacation because summer is the busy time in the music industry. You have the festivals, you have I've been flying around Europe and then working on festivals in Finland for the last I don't know how many summers.
Right.
Now I have time actually to sit down, enjoy the summer. I was spending a lot of time at the sea, at the not at the beaches as such, but we have a lot of these beautiful rocks that come out from the sea, and we were sitting there drinking beer, and because we have the midnight sun here.
Yeah, so that's true.
Sitting there, all the night away, and you're drinking beer and having a good time. Not just working, 20 hours per day, sleeping for 4 hours and repeating it.
So, how long does the midnight sun last?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, man. How long does the midnight sun last there for? Is it a couple weeks or a couple months?
It depends on the area, of course. In Helsinki, it's a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not that long, and it's not like the real midnight sun here. It doesn't get dark here, but it's not like this, like in Lapland, where the sun is in the sky all day, all night. And in Lapland, it lasts, I think, 2 months or something.
Oh, that'd be weird. I know when I was in Alaska, I'd come out of the bar. Must have been 3 a.m, and the fucking sun was still up. I wasn't expecting that, right? I was like, what? I'd come out. It's
Start sizzling like a vampire.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, a Dutch guy, he plays guitar in Doro, bass. He came to Finland. He played in a festival here, and we went out to a bar after it. And then at 1 o'clock or something, he asked me that you realize that the sun hasn't set? I'm telling him, you've never heard the phrase midnight sun before. We have it here, it's here. We are in the north now.
Wow. That's interesting. TJ, I didn't even ask, what's the time difference between Canada and you guys? What's the time difference between us? It's 12:17 here.
It's 7:17 here.
Yeah, 7 hours.
Ah, right on. Pardon?
It's not even that much when you think about Los Angeles, for instance.
Yeah.
No, right? See, I think we're 4 hours ahead of Los Angeles, so that'd make you think 13, 14. 3. It could be 3 or 4, give or take, depending on where you are.
Things. I have an app in my phone where I check what the time is.
Yeah.
I just got that app not long ago from dealing with lots of bands from Australia, and we have bands from South Africa coming on soon, right? You guys as well.
Moscow.
Moscow. We have next week some bands coming from Russia.
Yeah.
Another independent artist from Ireland as well coming on, right? So.
Yeah. We have a band coming on from Scotland as well, too.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't. We do.
All right.
You can tell which one of us does the research.
Yeah.
That's the official announcement of it now.
Yeah. Pardon?
The official announcement was now for this.
Yeah. TJ books them. I get all the info together. I send it to him. We have a meeting about everything, and then this is how things go. Yeah. So sometimes things run absolutely smooth, and we're bang on with all our questions, and sometimes things just don't happen at all. So I consider this one working out really well.
Yeah. Just in case, though, we do have mud wipes for all your dirty needs.
Yeah. To mop up all my messes.
Yeah. I see.
Today's sponsor.
Yeah, an everyday sponsor.
Yeah.
So yeah, right on. I just had a question and I lost it. I had a good question for you too, and I lost it. TJ, you got one? Well, I'm trying to remember what I was going to ask.
You guys have band merch and stuff that we can get a hold of?
That was my question.
You stole it. Yes, well, we are a bit, how to put it, slow on these things sometimes. Yes.
Yeah.
We start just like a couple of weeks ago. We realized that okay, we're releasing an album. Maybe we should have some merch. And well, luckily, we have this like a trucker caps and like t-shirts. We managed to get somewhere. The t-shirts are actually like from the previous tour in Russia. I think we made them there.
Oh wow.
Cool.
And you like because Russians bluntly told us that why we should buy a t-shirt where we can print it ourselves.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why we have few left.
Yeah.
Where do we find that? Is that on like your webpage?
We sometimes advertise it in the Facebook. Actually, we've been meaning to do this like a Bandcamp account that like the merch would be available there. I think it should be ready in a week or two.
Okay.
Week or two meaning like sometimes a month, sometimes something else. But we try to get it on. I'm working on a design for a new T-shirt also.
Yeah.
Because we have this Hangover rider on the opening track, and there was this idea of making this like a biker riding from the sunset, not to the sunset, and this like beer cans flying over him, like this like propaganda posters from World War II, that kind of idea.
Nice.
And I'm trying to work on the design at the moment, but
let me know as soon as you have those out. I will be the first to buy one of those. Definitely.
Immediately before the design is even ready for a first sale. This is good. This is going well. I think
the Facebook link was too big to put up, so I just put Bloody Hell. Find us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Good.
So I read that Bloody Hell comes from the I guess the Canadian version of Damn It.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it is. The name works in so many levels. Of course, it's like this like exclamation in the UK what they use it quite often. You can see it
right.
even in Harry Potter movies. You can see it.
Ron true, right?
But we were before him.
Of course.
But,
I would put that out there too.
Yeah. But the thing is that it's also the bloody hell. It's like hell and blood. So good things for heavy metal. It's like it works very well. You might have noticed that we repeat it on the songs also sometimes. Maybe too often. No one knows.
You guys are good. I put you guys onto my playlist, and I actually just discovered Hangover Rider this morning.
Ah, good.
I hadn't heard it until this morning, and that is now in my playlist as well.
Yeah.
I have a public Sofa City Sounds playlist. It's a Boneyard playlist as well, and all the musicians that we have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's under TheBoneYard on Sofa City's YouTube page.
Okay, I think we update it all the time too. So.
Yeah. I just keep every band that we have on there. I keep adding on, but I put you guys on my actual personal playlist as well.
Oh.
Yeah,
we are honored.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Because without you, I wouldn't have a Dynamite playlist.
Mm-hmm.
We will make it even better with the next album.
So, I can't wait. You guys are fantastic. What were you going to say, TJ?
Oh, just a shout out to Mitch who introduced us to get to this band here today.
Yes, definitely. We've been very lucky with being handed some pretty amazing bands.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely grateful for the interviews that we've had for sure. So what other bands have you guys played with in the last little while? Not like since COVID, but before all of this happened.
Well, I don't count the bands that we played with in festivals because that's a different thing. But well, we usually play with this similar type of bands that we are. Then Gloomy Grim is not similar like us, but we like playing them because they're good friends of ours. So it's like a symphonic black metal band, something like this. And then again, there's a band from Tampere called Coronary, which plays pretty much similar stuff like we do. It's like they sound a bit more like Accept than we do, maybe. I don't know. But they're very good live, and they have like phenomenal singer, and it's fun to watch them. Their bass player plays in Korpiklani, and I've toured with them, so we know from there.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love them. They're one of my favorite bands.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So you might have even like I think we were with Korpiklani in Toronto like 2015. I was there with them.
We might have actually seen you.
I'm trying to think of what year I saw them.
2015, it was Ensiferum, the tour. There was Trollfest, Ensiferum, and Korpiklani.
In Toronto. Where did you play in Toronto? At the Opera House? Or was it at the...
Yes, the Opera.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have definitely seen you.
I feel like I was there.
Yeah, you might have been. You might have seen me on the stage, like looking very stupid, and you're like checking the guitars and doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's my favorite venue.
Yeah,
one of my favorite venues.
I love the Opera House.
The thing was that like just on the previous day, I had hurt my leg, so I couldn't walk normally. So it was like interesting show.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Then again, on Toronto, I met my cousins and my aunt for the first time in my life on that show. 2015.
Oh no!
Yeah, oh wow!
And that was interesting because my aunt moved to Canada like in I think in 75 or something like that, and cool. She's been living there like in Toronto area for some time, and it happened that I happened to be in the town then when I was there. So so I can thank Korpiklani for this, that I met some of my relatives that I never met before.
Oh,
that's so cool. That is really cool. We actually had put some family together a little while ago. We had interviewed Al Bones from Gypsy Chief Goliath and Ages of Wolves, and his drummer and my cousin are cousins.
Uh-huh.
And they had no idea. Or I had no idea.
Well, that happens sometimes.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it's actually a bit similar. Was this that there is this like there is this like a group of folk metal fans. They are from Germany, from Russia, from Finland, and they were in a lot of shows on the last Ensiferum European tour, and we get to talk with them because they come to every show. So you at some point you start talking with them and this kind of thing.
Right.
And at some point, it turned out that one of them is a cousin of my cousin also, or something like this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was very weird. When we started talking, and she was telling I'm from this small town in the north. I'm like, yeah, my mother is from there. And do you know this family name? And she's like, yeah, I'm related to them. Okay.
That's so funny. My ex-husband and I were at a festival in Toronto a few years ago, and this girl walked up to us and asked us if we had any joints, right? And I asked her right away. I said, "Where in Newfoundland are you from?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm from Springdale area." And my ex-husband said to her, "Really? Because I grew up in Springdale, Kings Point area." And she said to him, she said, "Kings Point? Are you Jenny Tuck's cousin?" And he went, "Yeah." "Are you Ford Adams' daughter?" And she went, "Yeah." And he went, "Your father taught me in elementary school." We were in Toronto. We were at a show in Toronto, and they are from a town this big in Newfoundland, Canada.
Yeah.
So it's really neat when things like that happen, when the universe brings you together like that.
Yeah.
So right on. It's really fun.
We've done that twice on the show now too, because with No Skins, not that they're family, but they were band members that I've never seen each other in person until they come on and did the video chat on the show.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They've been working together for years, never met each other or seen each other, and just sent things back and forth via social media and email and stuff. And we had pulled them in from backstage, and they were like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you." And we were like, TJ and I didn't know what was going on. They were introducing themselves to each other for the first time.
Okay.
So that was pretty fun.
Well, what did you think? Did you get time to go around, see the city while you were here in Canada? Or?
Yeah, actually I did. I walked from the opera to the center. Mm-hmm. Apparently I walked through some bad neighborhood also.
Yeah.
My cousins were telling me that, seriously, you walk through from here. I'm like, well, look at me. Like, I have huge beard. I'm a huge guy, so nobody bothers me.
No, right?
They were probably talking about Parkdale, and I walk through there by myself all the time, and I probably should.
I have no idea what was the area. You're like, they were just like shocked that when they heard that I walked through it. Yeah. And then we met them at the center, and that's basically it. And after the show, we went to eat in there was some Asian restaurant. I can't remember the name because it's like 6 years ago or something. But
yeah,
we went to eat there and like hang out with my aunt and my cousins until basically I think until the bus left. Mm-hmm. The next venue, which I can't remember what it was. We spent
actually. You remember the fun places.
Yeah. We spent the day at the Niagara Falls also, like with the Ensiferum. I went with them there, and
they're amazing.
Yeah, we started drinking in the morning, and we were on the U.S. side of the border.
Yeah.
And with Sami, the bass player of Ensiferum, we decided to go to the Canadian side of the border because alcohol was cheaper there.
Yeah.
And stronger.
Yeah.
And then when we were walking back, we walked across the border and walked back, and they stopped us at the customs. They asked us, why did you go to the US? Why did you go to Canada? You were there for only like 2 hours. What was the reason of this trip? Like we went to pick up alcohol. No, what was the real reason why you went there? Like we went there to pick up alcohol. At that point he asked me, why do you keep referring yourself we? Then I turned around and see that Sami has already passed. And then I told him that I am from Finland. We go to Estonia with the fucking ferry that takes 5 hours or 4 hours to get there because alcohol is cheap there. I will gladly walk you like a few hundred meters for cheap alcohol. It's not an issue for me. For you people, it might be, but for me, it's not. And then at some point, they checked my passport very carefully, did something like patted me over and decided, okay, this guy is drunk and stupid, let him go.
Just let him go, yeah.
It used to, when we were younger, it used to be so easy to just like walk over the border. They'd be like, where are you going? Oh, to a show. You wouldn't even have to answer them properly. Like when I was a kid, it would be like, where are you from? Canada. Where are you going? To wherever. Okay, and that was it. And we used to have a pickup truck that had a seat in the back that was not connected. No seatbelts in it. There was a cab on the back of the truck, and my parents used to throw us in there every Friday night, take us over the border. We'd go for pizza and wings and stuff and come home, and they never questioned it, checked us, nothing. We just go over the border. And now it's like, what's your firstborn's name? How long are you going to be there? What color are your eyes? What's your shoe size? It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's like the immigration in the US is always like, okay. I'm thinking that I always probably look so nervous as a terrorist or something because I'm like, okay, what they're going to ask this time? I can't remember these things.
I always get
they can. I think though, like a lot of them can tell when you're nervous and like shit in your pants, so to speak, versus trying to get through because you're guilty. Like they're right on top of things. I know that the border training is almost as heavy, if not heavier, than police training.
Yeah.
Right. And in between, a friend of mine is from the States, and she travels back and forth for medical reasons. Her husband is Canadian, she's American, dual and stuff like that. And she said that since they started, it's really weird. She said since they started the vaccines here in Canada, they're wearing hazmat suits now. at the border.
Huh.
Yeah. What are your borders like over there in Europe? Is it as strange there?
Well, not really. I haven't crossed many borders this year, but like my wife is from Russia, and she went there like to meet her parents at some point, and she said it was pretty normal. Of course, they do all the tests and everything, but she's also vaccinated, so it's a bit easier.
Right. Yeah, no. I know it's an odd question. It's just that popped into my head as I was talking about the border. So I thought I'd ask if it, like we like to get different perspectives of what it's like. We prefer to talk about the positive, but every once in a while we'll ask about stuff like that.
In 2 weeks I'm going to France because there is this Ensiferum stream thing that they're shooting there. I'm doing sound for this, like monitors for it, but the thing is that then I would know, because of course their management sends a lot of this links about this, that what are you like, what you are required to do, and these kind of things. I think we're required to do a test before we leave Finland, then one in France at the border, and then one couple of days later or something like this. We're staying there for 3 or 4 days, I think, for this one show because of this regulation.
Okay.
But I don't know. I will see then how it's going to be. I'm also I'm half vaccinated, so hopefully that helps something.
I'm ready to hear my appointment. Then I got to go get the half and then the other half, right, so that I can start traveling again, right?
Yeah.
I know.
I am just gonna sit here and watch everybody else get it because I cannot.
That's why we get it. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but let's just hope that people like me who can't are still allowed to do the things that everybody else is allowed to do.
Hopefully, yes. Of course, there's this, that when it reaches a certain point, like herd immunity and these kind of things, that should protect you, also the people.
Well, let's hope so.
I hope so.
Let's hope so, because I'm not anti-vax by any means. I'm just waiting it out a little bit longer because the blood clots that some of the vaccines are causing, I actually have that disease.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called TTP. It's
my
called
father's,
TTP.
Really worried about his medication, because his medication already high risk blood clots, and he's always going to be tested. So he's like,
for instance, I reacted pretty violently on this vaccination.
So did my boy. He reacted pretty uncomfortably to it. Well,
very high fever for a couple of days and this kind of things. Of course, it might have been because I was still recovering from the surgery, so my immune system wasn't the strongest at the moment. So,
could be.
I don't regret it at all.
That's good. For the ones that do, great. For the ones that don't, great. Let's just hope that for the ones that don't or can't, we get to have life get back to normal too, because that's the whole point of herd immunity, is to take care of those who can't, right?
Everyone is protected by it.
Well, and that's it. I like I said, I'm not anti-vax, but I am concerned about making sure that I make the right choice, and I think that not giving myself that extra percentage of blood clots, because I never know, from one day to the next if I ever have, so I think I'm just gonna sit it out and wait and see how things go, and if I get to later on, great, and if I can't, then I guess I'm just gonna have to keep doing this.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, really, eh? Oh no, I'm gonna have to sit and talk to musicians for the rest of my life and write about it.
It might be very horrible, this talking.
So, well, I'm a fan of living instead of trying not to die. So I will just find different things to do, and TJ might just have to videotape Primus for me. That's all.
That's all.
You can take Ryder with you. You guys can have my tickets.
Yeah, we could maybe do that.
Jerks. So we're at the point where sometimes I have more than one reoccurring question, but this is the one that seems to have stuck with everybody. Yep. Is there anything that we haven't asked you that you want to tell the world?
I have so many things that I want to tell the world, and you're like, probably you're going to get banned forever if I start telling the truths, but well,
we can make another show for you and have a whole
absolutely. I am all for zero filter.
But you asked pretty much many good questions. I think I'm just thinking that I can't remember what you asked. That's
it's all a blur here too, my friend.
I think we just became friends.
It's the normal situation for me. I can't remember what I've been talking 5 minutes ago because I'm like that. But you ask about this, you ask about that, you ask about the merch, which is important because we're trying to. Of course, I need a Bentley, like everyone should have a Bentley, in my opinion. So the merch is my ticket there. We're gonna sell a couple of T-shirts, and then I will get a Bentley.
Yeah, and then once you have the links and the merch, let us know.
Yes, please do.
We'll gladly put it up on the page. Make sure people know where to get it.
Yes. But of course, I have to mention once again that the merch is very stylish.
Good.
And then,
because we are so stylish band, as you can hear from the album that we are.
I'll be wearing it soon on the show here soon.
Yeah. As soon as I get mine, I'll cut it all up and I'll wear it. Definitely. I cut up all my shirts.
Good. So you'll both be hangover riders.
So yes, I can't wait. I'm excited. So do you guys have any patches or hot sauce or any other stuff like that as well that you're thinking about throwing on your merch page?
We were thinking of making a beer, of course, but
that's you, TJ.
Yeah, but
I'll buy 3 cases.
The problem is that in Finland, we have very restrictive alcohol laws and this kind of.
Right.
And so you need to contact some brewery and you need to work a deal with them. And of course, at the moment, our album sales probably are not enough for breweries to be interested in us. So we would need to start a brewery. And that's not a good idea when a band like us, if we start a brewery, you will never hear music again because it will be
I was going to say, actually, I've been seriously talking about brewing my own beer as well, and here our restrictions aren't as bad. And if I can nail down one good recipe, maybe we can talk and we can
TJ!
sell a few different beers here in the Boneyard.
Good.
Mm-hmm. We shall talk.
We will talk.
Yes, of course.
I love how TJ says smart things when I'm not paying attention.
Yeah. Please find these guys on Facebook. The link was way too big. It wouldn't fit into my description here. So I will obviously post up, share some shit from your page so it'll take people directly over and all that fun media stuff. And
speaking of media, what other platforms are you on? I'm just going to cut you right off, TJ.
Yep.
Sorry.
We're on Facebook and in Instagram.
Okay.
We are complete, how to put it nicely, idiots with social media.
We're learning. TJ and I are learning. When we started out, we had tech guys that did everything. We didn't have to worry about anything. And then TJ and I decided we were going to learn everything on our own, and I get it.
But,
I get it.
We got Brandon backstage most of the time, but today he's downstairs in my garage smoking bong, so he's not helping too much today. But
he's got to have a day off too. Brandon does a lot, man. He brings a lot to the table to make sure that we are able to do what we do. So yeah, we're lucky to have him.
Basically, we only have Instagram and Facebook, and because I have my personal Twitter, I never use it. I just put it so that it repeats whatever I post on Facebook.
Oh, okay. I have a Twitter too. I don't use it.
Yeah, exactly. My using is the same. I never log in, but apparently it keeps posting on its own. So hopefully I'm famous in Twitter. I have no idea. But
awesome.
That's like our expertise in social media. We don't even have web pages because we used to have them. I used to pay for them, and nobody ever paid me back. From the band, so I decided that fuck it, no more.
Fuck that, right?
There was basically no visitors there. Most of the people just check Facebook. Web pages. Yeah, it might be some visitors there, but not really much nowadays.
Even personally, I don't ever even go on web pages. Not
either. I have certain web pages that I check. Some news sources and this, but everything else is in social media. It's if you want to know something about a band, you check it in Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So
yeah, definitely. I find I use my Facebook as a glorified email.
Yeah, basically the same.
That's what I use to write all my books and everything.
It's a little bit better than email because there you can sometimes find something that you weren't even searching for. You didn't know that you want to find it, but you still found it, and you're like, "Whoa, this is cool." And sometimes you even find some new bands like that because apparently I fit the target criteria of many bands that do these advertisement in Facebook, and I sometimes check them. Actually, quite often. Sometimes there is some good stuff there. Of course, most of the time it's
right on. Well, but I found quite a few good bands looking through Facebook like that. Yeah. Definitely. Awesome. Well, it's been a blast, man. I greatly appreciate that we got to do this.
Fantastic, sir. I'm just sending a quick message here. We have our other bands already backstage, so we're just gonna. When you roll off, we'll roll him on, and we'll just continue going live then. And I'll fix the title as we go. I'll add it on.
I'm going to have to plug in my phone because I think we're at that halfway mark where if I don't plug in now, I'm not going to finish the show.
Yeah.
So, it has been an absolute blast. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. It has been a blast. It has been great being here.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Being here, okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Awesome. All right. Yes. Well, we do appreciate it. And one of us in the next day will reach out to you about adding you guys into Sofa City Sounds as well. And we can start a Finland chapter because we don't have a Finland book yet.
No.
Now you will.
Yes. And you guys are the first band in.
We'll be in touch with you on the brewery thing too. I'm going to do a little more research here in the next couple of days, and I'll get a hold of you on that for sure.
Yes,
definitely. Awesome. And when you guys get to Canada, we will be ready for you.
Yeah.
I hope that we get there.
I'll be the first one in the pit.
Woo!
Yeah.
Because Canada is actually easier than the US because we don't need a working visa to play there.
Yep.
It would be better start there if you want to go to the continent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, give us a call. We'll be ready for you. We might even have some extra venues for you to play.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
we know of one outdoor stage for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So
awesome. Well, you have a wonderful day. Go ahead, TJ. You can bring us out now.
I was just going to say, play it loud, play it proud, people. Today we just bloody hell, baby. Check them out.
Right on.